Cooking Appa.
Hi, this is Cooking Appa. Appa is going to make a gulu yok today. I think the main issue, few of the issue that people is thinking when it comes to gulu yok is number one, their gulu yok is not reddish enough. Number two, their gulu yok is not tender enough. So today I'm going to give you a few suggestions as to how you can make sure your gulu yok is going to be very red in color, very nice, and also very tender. Okay, so now I have to start with, I have approximately 300 grams of shoulder loin here. Now I've actually spoken with the butcher as to which part of the meat or pork meat is more suitable for gulu yok. Basically, any part which is soft. This is his answer to me. So what happens if you are buying something that you are not sure whether it's very soft or not? I will teach you something to help to make it tender. Okay, and then basically you can try tenderloin. I think tenderloin, if you can find the tenderloin for pork, that is very soft also. Cut into small cubes, not too big. Okay, I have a tendency to make it too big. Actually, this size is probably the best. Much smaller than it's a dice, yeah, slightly bigger than a dice. This could be a bit too big. I may slice it into half later. This one also, slice it into half later. Then, of course, we will have some, to make the dish very colorful, I have about a quarter of red, green, and yellow bell pepper, and a quarter of a yellow onion, cut into big chunks like this. Then it is the sweet and sour sauce. So what do we need to use the sweet and sour sauce? Now, many people doesn't really understand the best ratio. The most basic ratio is actually 1, 2, 3. Usually it's about 1 ratio, not 1, 2, 3, but 1, 1, 1, 3, yeah? 1 ratio of tomato sauce, 1 ratio of sugar, 1 ratio of white vinegar, and 3 ratio of water. That is actually the best, the recommended ratio from the restaurant. So meaning, if you use 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce, then you will also give 2 tablespoons of white sugar, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, and 6 tablespoons of water. That's exactly what they mean. So this is exactly what I have here. Although I do put a little bit more. This is a little bit more than 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, and also 6 tablespoons of water. Okay, so 1, 1, 1, 3. That is the magic ratio to get the right sweet and sour flavor. And before that, we actually need to marinate the pork. So let me show you how to make the pork more tender and also how to marinate the pork.
Remember to click subscribe and notification button for more Appa's video.
So, before you marinate your pork, you need to make sure your pork is tender enough. Actually, the one that I'm buying here is the jia xing rou, which is very tender. But let's say you're not sure whether your meat is tender enough, then what you can do is you either get a meat tenderer like the whole Tor's hammer, or you use the back, this portion, the back of your knife or cleaver better. So what you do is this. Hit it. Okay? By doing this, your pork will guarantee become tender. Okay, say you don't have this, you don't have the meat tenderizer, you can use this. Okay, you basically what you want to do here is to break the texture of the meat so that the meat will be very tender. Right? So I'm going to finish the rest of the meat. So after you have tenderized the meat, what you do next is to marinate it. I'm going to put a little bit of light soy sauce, about 1 tablespoon, not too much of light soy sauce, because you don't want later when it when it is go through the deep frying process, it become too dark too easily. Okay, a bit of white pepper. I'm using this. This is actually the combination between white pepper and salt. So if you don't have this, you just this kind of flavored white pepper, you can use salt also. Put in some salt. This is optional. A little bit of light. Fish sauce, Vietnamese fish sauce. I'll put all the ingredient that I use inside the description box. Some Shaoxing wine. Of course, if you don't take pork, you can always use chicken, yeah? You can use chicken breast. Right, so I'm going to marinate this. As you can see, all the sauce has been soaked up. Yeah, no more sauce here. Has been soaked up nicely into the meat. And you're going to wrap this in a cling wrap and put it inside the fridge for about 2 hours. 2 hours later, we will continue. Okay, so this is 2 hours later, taking out from the fridge. Then what you do next is you want to put in a whole egg. Why whole egg instead of half an egg? I will tell you shortly later. You want to make it very, very watery. You can actually put in a little bit of cornstarch inside now. Right? So next thing you do is to get ready a plate of cornstarch and put the meat into the cornstarch together with the egg. Why the egg? Because you actually want the egg to help to soak up more cornstarch so that you can actually have a thicker outer layer. I always find my previous gulu yolk, the outer layer is too thin. So today I want to make it much thicker. Okay, mix them out. And this way you're going to get a much thicker layer of the crispy crust later. Right? Once it's done, you can actually take it out and put it at the side and continue with the rest. See, this is how you get the very thick layer crust, a thick crust outside. So next thing is to deep fry our pork. Choose a wok or pan, or pan which is has a very narrow bottom, so that and with a very high depth, so that you can actually use lesser oil but with a better depth of the oil. Then your deep frying process can be a lot more efficient. So you want to don't use too high heat. We are going to use about medium heated oil, which is, how do you know it's medium heated? It's about 140 degree to 150 degree. Put a chopstick inside when it starts to bubble and you don't see any smoke. Okay, the moment you see smoke coming up, that is too hot. That is at least a lot above 180 and above. So let's wait for the oil to be heated up. Okay, you can actually put a chopstick inside. When you start seeing some bubble coming up, actually is telling you, oh, the bubble is quite slow, but it's okay. I'm going to do double fry later. So put in the meat. Try not to let them stick to each other. This is a bit too big. I'm going to cut it. Use either medium or medium low fire right now to slowly deep fry. So that because we added light soya sauce just now, you don't want it to get burned without the meat getting cooked. And another tips is actually using a non-stick wok is easier to do any deep fry because it will not stick so easily. With this side, it should not take more than 6 minutes, I would say. This is too big. Flip them over. I'm actually using medium low heat right now. See, the good thing about using this kind of wok with good depth and narrower bottom is that you can actually, the oil can almost cover the whole pot. This is a bit too big, let me cut it. Okay, everything will be cooked in about 5 or 6 minutes maximum, and you will know by few things. First of all, you will see the bubble becoming lesser and lesser, and also when you push freeze, it will become lighter and lighter. Yeah, and of course the color will be becoming golden brown. Slowly do this for 5 or 6 minutes. We'll come back shortly. So this is after about 5 minutes plus. You can see everything become very golden brown in color, nice color, very evenly, and also the bubble is actually getting a bit lesser. That is sign telling you actually your meat is already cooked, so you can actually take it out. But like I mentioned, I'm going to do double fry to make it even crispier. Yeah. Double fry is a very important process in Chinese cooking actually. Meaning you are going to fry your meat for 2 rounds. The first round you're going to use medium heated oil. The final round, first round is going to use medium heated oil to cook it until it is almost 90% cooked. The last round is to raise the heat right now, like what I'm doing right now, to high heat, and then deep fry your meat again for about 10 seconds. Okay, be careful. The second fry, you can actually burn your meat quite easily. Therefore, you will only want to let it fry for a couple of seconds or within 10 seconds or so. Right? I can feel the oil is now very hot. Putting this inside. Just to give it a few seconds. And done. I'm going to take it out. It's going to be even nicely golden brown right now and super crispy. Yeah? If you do fried chicken at home also, you can use this double fry technique. Okay. I'm going to continue with the rest of the meat. So the deep fried pork is already done. Actually, eat like this is also very crispy. I gave some to my girl, my 3-year-old. Actually, she's already 4-year-old. Okay, so we can now start combining everything together. Let's put in a little bit of oil. About 2 tablespoons. And you're going to saute the ginger. Now remember just now at the beginning of the video I mentioned that some people's gulu yolk is not reddish enough. So how what is the secret of making it reddish? It is to saute the tomato sauce. The moment you saute the tomato sauce, it will release the reddish or orangey color. And you will see the color releasing very fast. See, the oil has already started to become orangey. Very, very fast. Then we can actually put in the white sugar, the water. Don't put in the white vinegar first. We will put in the white vinegar towards the end, because the moment you start cooking your white vinegar, the sourish flavor will be gone away. Now there's one small trick to make your color even more nicer. It is to add a little bit of light soy sauce. Now, this moment of time, it will make it even more ruby color. Okay, that's one small trick that you can do. Right. So now we can actually put in the veggie. Basically, all these veggie can be eaten raw, so you don't really have to stir fry them for a long time. Now only I'm going to put in the white vinegar. You can starch it if you like. If you feel it's not thick enough, you can starch it a little bit. Up to you. But for me, it's actually very starchy already. Okay, now is the time where we can actually put in the meat and off the fire. Give it a few stir, and it's basically done. Make sure the pork is nicely coated with the sweet and sour sauce. Ah, very nice. Of course, if you know how to flip the wok, do so now. Appa doesn't know how to flip wok. Alright, it's basically done. Very simple, but very, very yummy. Okay, so here's my Appa's Guru Yok. If you like my video, do share my video on your Facebook to your friends. Come to Cooking Appa Facebook page to click like and follow button. Follow Appa on Instagram and subscribe to Cooking Appa YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Enjoy your dinner with your family. Bye bye.